This is week 8 of doing the sword form. This week we did just more refinements, more getting things correct. So there's no additional moves. In fact, we actually took one off so we can focus on the earlier moves better. So you'll see that. As always, do the whole thing first and then we'll go over the corrections individually. That's everything we worked on this week. I'll go over some of the corrections that were given to us during practice. The first one comes after we sword. Here we're told to make sure that the hero pose definitely arcs upwards. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm assuming that means we're not trying to bring it in or up, or bring it around. But the next move, as we bring the sword down, the heel's also coming down. We're supposed to come down at the same time on opposite sides, which means all of my weight is still on my right foot, like I never left it. And that puts you in a good position for the next move to do the slice upwards, which, as far as I can tell, there's a shift from the right to the left foot there. He did point out that that is indeed a slice. So when we're doing that, definitely want to feel like we're cutting something through. I'm gonna go up. And then on this move, there's a little bit of correction on the hand positions. I'll do it in the direction that I did originally. The big thing is the fingers stay on the wrist for almost the whole time. I have been separating them early myself. So after cut up and block, sword comes out, stay together, and then they part with the palm down to do this, and then it's back to the wrist again. So we can do that one. We didn't get too many corrections on the middle section. But near the end, we did get some corrections for Conan and 321. So if I go back to in the middle, we have our block up, and then we do the 3, 2, 1. For that, he did point out there are kind of 3 positions. I'm thinking of it as 3 different energies myself. I'm thinking we got one up here, and there's one which is trying to get to the enemy's center, and then one that moves out like that. And it seems like this step out happens in that second part. So it's here, there, and expand outwards. Then we cut grass, come to Conan. Here, he pointed out that you always want to keep the sword tip towards the enemy during the whole time. So if I do it towards you, which means I came in to Conan here, I'll try to keep the sword pointed at the camera all the time, even when I'm drawing it in. And then on this move where we go back to the block, at least once Siku actually took a step. I don't know if he was just emphasizing something for us or if that's the way we're going to want to do it, so keep watching him as we go forwards. But he did point out from that this move is quite a fair move backwards. And then of course there's a stab in the corner. On the next one, so after that, we came in, stabbed the corner, the block. The next one is the slice down, where we don't Charlie step, the one so far where we haven't. I had been leaving my leg out, which is always pretty uncomfortable. Apparently the correct way to do it does involve the leg coming back, which also helps with something he's mentioning of trying to have a live sword here. And on the B footage that I'm going to be shooting soon, I'm going to be trying to talk about the idea of a live sword versus a dead sword. But it's a whole lot easier to keep it alive if your whole body is there to work with it. And then that makes bringing everything in a whole lot easier. And the final tweak here was that when we do the turn, it's not foot placement and then turn. Foot placement happens as part of the turn. So I'm turning, placing, and striking. And that's as far as we went today. I'd say hopefully we'll go further next time, but really, whatever makes sense. Corrections, going further, we'll see what we did. I'll see you then.